Welcome, Joyager. In today's video, we'll be covering the prequel, Joyage, my NFT collection. It's just an NFT photography collection. It's kind of like a satirical video. We're not actually going to review the whole project because it's a newer project. And as all of you know, new projects are all speculation because nothing's been done yet. But I already made a full video for my first NFT collection, so I figured I would do the same video for the prequel and explain to you guys what each photo means to me, what the project's going to be looking for in the future, and kind of just what is the project, what is my NFT project, you know? Because a lot of people have been asking how they can contribute to the channel or my brand by investing in me. They were like, is there any NFTs you have? And I do. I have 2 sets. I'm going to link them down below. And in this video, we're going to cover the second project. So if you're excited to get into it, if you're excited to learn about the project that I created, the NFTs that I took, my photography, you're going to want to stick around to the end of this video. I appreciate you guys liking the videos. It helps so much for the algorithm. I really appreciate it. And subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. If you're not already following me on Twitter, I do let you guys decide on a lot of video ideas. So follow me there at Cade Bergman, and let's get into the video. Guys, we have been pumping out videos. Look at this shit. There's so many videos about NFTs. This is unreal. I'm just so grateful that the channel's picked up and you guys are enjoying the videos because it's so easy for me to pump out these videos. This is what I love doing. Been wanting to be a YouTuber my entire life. But before we talk about the prequel, let's talk about Joyage super quick. This is my first NFT collection, just photography that I dropped. There's actually only 4 available right now. Most of the people are holders, so this is something I stress about in all my NFT review videos, is that you want to create a foundation base at the beginning that like breeds holders, right? People who actually want to hold. And right now people have been holding my NFT forever. It's been like months and months and months, and there's only 4 available. One of them's priced at 4.2 Ethereum to like, or 420, you know, for this photo. And then 0.3, 0.1, and 0.095 is the floor right now. 17 owners for 20 items. That's a pretty good ratio if I don't say so myself. And selling like, you know, somewhat not that much, you know, but I mean, this isn't like a NFT PFP project, so you wouldn't really expect an art project like this to just be like flying in sales so much. But yeah, anyway, this first collection was just all my travel photography I took on this trip where I just lived in my car for 6 months. You can find a lot of videos from that period of my life from like a few months ago if you just scroll back on my YouTube channel, actually. So this project, the prequel, actually means so much to me because it's the prequel to the Joyage, which is that trip that I went on where I lived in my car and I traveled and did all that. These were like the months leading up to that departure, and it can capture kind of the emotions of like before I was like ready to go, and then kind of like in the process, like me sort of getting ready, me preparing, me seeing my friends for the last time. And these memories before I left are so important to me, and it keeps, it's like a track record, you know, of like where I was headed, what I was working on, and all these emotions I see from these photos. This project means a lot to me. My next collection will be called The Sequel. That'll come out at some point way later down the line. That's not really like coming up anytime soon, I don't think. But it will definitely be after this collection sells out. So this says 0.08 for Ethereum traded, 0.07 floor price, 14 owners, 26 items. They haven't actually been all like bought out. So pretty much everyone is a one-of-one owner right now. I think there's like 13 or 14 people who have bought. None of them are listed. There's only like, so these are all the ones that haven't been bought yet, right? There's only one that's listed that was actually paid for. And so, yeah, the rest of these haven't been bought. So these are all at the floor, 0.07 Ethereum. And as far as the other 14 holders, none of them are selling. They're all holding because I've talked to you guys. I've communicated that my project is a long-term hold. It's a long-term investment in me and the brand. I'm not promising anything. I don't like to drop shit and do crazy announcements. I'm just going to drop it. And a lot of times, unless you're a holder, you're not even going to know. I'm looking to make ripples in the NFT space, and these NFTs will act as access keys to my eventual ripple in the NFT world. I have some really big ideas for the Joyage Kingdom. They all grow as my brand grows. I don't think my brand's stopping anytime soon. I think we're actually going to catch a pretty parabolic run soon for the channel. So let's get into the photos. Let's talk about each one. There's 26 of them. So the volume on this project is actually pretty decent. These actually are selling like pretty well. And so a lot of these people I picked up recently from finding my channel, and they just want to support the channel, and I appreciate you guys so much for doing that. It means so much to me that you guys want to buy my photography. It's crazy. So we can see that their socials are linked up here. That Twitter button goes to my Twitter account. The Discord button goes to my Discord. That is so awkward. I completely forgot to update this. I forgot this is the temporary link. I have a permanent one now. That is fucking embarrassing. Hey, we got the Joyage Kingdom, 688 members strong. So the first one we have is Silver Kiss, owned by me, 0.07 Ethereum. This was a self-portrait that I took when I was getting really into self-portrait photography. And this was around the first time I started getting in tune with like my artistic side, feeling a little bit vulnerable, like doing vulnerable shit on camera. And this was like a really big moment for me to step into my creative end, which ended up finally like taking over from my just like my years of being like a fucking wannabe stud, a jock, like that kind of character. And like being in the gym, and it was really nice to kind of become a photographer, you know. Next we have A stroll through the big city. This one is 0.07 Ethereum, still owned by me, minted by me. This picture was cool because it was me and my best friend in Charlotte or Atlanta. He took the shot of me, and I remember it was like the first time. I basically like told him exactly what to do, and I just was like, just fucking click the camera, please just get this shot. It's so cool. And it was like the first time I had someone take a photo of me that I actually thought was awesome, and it was like perfect in every way. It captured everything I was trying to get, and it was just a cool picture. And this one is called Are You Trippin'? 0.07 Ethereum, owned by me, minted by me still. We were walking around downtown for a long time. She was bumping some music, and she was just kind of like exploring, looking at nature, looking at these vines that were in front of us, I think it was, and just like mesmerized by nature and just being like, wow, I've taken so much for granted, you know, and like there's so much beauty in this world. It was her first time, and so it was cool for me to like be there as the helper. And so that was just a really cool, fun day. This picture is really cool. It's called The Break of Dawn, 0.07 Ethereum, owned by me. This picture is so special because this was very early on in my photography career. I mean, it was like months in, but it was like fairly early, right? And this picture was just, it was so pitched. It's perfect. Look at this. It's perfect, bro. That's a real bird. That actually flew right there, and I got that shot. And it's just such a incredible photo. This will definitely be up in like my house. I might actually just like delist this one and keep it because it's such a cool photo, but I'm probably gonna forget. So but yeah, this was really early on. This was a sunrise at my family's condo, and it was just such a beautiful shot. And I remember it was incredible. This was one of the first pictures I ever took where I was like, bro, that's fucking sick. All right, we have Misunderstood, 0.07 Ethereum. This is where we were running around in the big city. We were kind of just like looking for cool pictures and like vibey shit, and we kept getting kicked out of places because they were like, you can't shoot with a professional camera. And I was like, so I can shoot with my phone? They're like, yeah, of course. And I was like, the fuck? And so I just kind of like hid it in my pocket. We would like sneak in places. I turned off the shutter so you couldn't hear it, and we literally would be like standing around, just be like, okay, go. And they would run to the place, we'd take the shot, and we'd like dipped. And it was super fun. And this picture actually, I don't even know if this was one of those stage shots or if I just kind of like took this on the fly, but this is just a really cool picture for me. It's so vibey. It's so vibey. And the reason I called it Misunderstood is it kind of looks to me like it represents someone who's just kind of like sitting on the sidelines, watching life go by, not sure what to do, what not to do, because his whole life he's felt misunderstood. And so that's kind of the vibe I got from this photo. So this one's called 36 miles per hour, 0.07 Ethereum. This is the same guy that took that photo of me walking the street. This is when we were in Atlanta. We were just walking around, and I saw this really cool sign, and I just snapped the shot, and I was like, hey, stand in there real quick. And he just walked over there and took the shot, and it was just such a cool picture. And I just love street photography, man. Street photography is just so badass. Like, there's not really like, it's not that deep, but it's just such a cool shot, and it kind of captures like street life. I mean, that's just really all it is, you know? We have Identity, 0.07 Ethereum. So this photo is actually like kind of like super powerful, and it's because my sister has dealt with a bunch of mental illness things and like with the personality shit, and like I've dealt with like horrible fucking anxiety, depression, like my whole life. And I was actually using this mirror for something, and then I got a crazy idea to like break the mirror and like take the shot with like shattered glass with like my eye in the thing. And this was when I was getting really into self-portraits as well. And I just remember this was like such a fun shot for me because it was like so creative, and I felt so inspired to make it. And when I got the shot and I finally got my eye to focus the way I wanted, I just remember it felt so good to nail this, like to capture this emotion, which is called identity. Just like identity crisis, not sure where to go. Your personality feels like it's split into a million places because you have so many different friends and so many different versions of yourself, and you're always fighting to figure out like just who you are in life. And I just thought this picture is honestly super powerful to me. We have At the Inception, 0.07 Ethereum. This is that same trip with my sister, and she was just getting some inspiration on the notepad, started drawing something, and had a couple crazy ideas, as you do. And yeah, she was just, I've never seen her more like focused on anything and just like so into life, and it was so cool. And so I really, really like this shot. And yeah, I don't know, it's vibey as fuck. This one's called We Shouldn't Be Here, 0.07 Ethereum. So this is when me and a bunch of my friends were up in the mountains in Tennessee, I believe, and we took a little smoke trip down this path, and we like walked like 100 yards. I remember we like pulled up to some like random like graveyard cemetery thing, and then I took this picture like as we were walking out to capture kind of just like the emotion of what we were feeling. We were kind of like, holy shit, what the fuck, we need to get out of here. And then when I edited this shot in post, I was like, holy shit, this thing looks like a cross. and I was like, oh my god, that is whack. And so this picture just like really eerie, and it's like my exact fucking vibe. I love like cloudy, moody, dark, kind of like Twilight sort of, you know, that's like my style. So like this kind of shot's my favorite. This one's called Three Musketeers, 0.07 Ethereum. This is also me and my friends, and we were kind of just like, I don't know where the fuck we were. I honestly have no idea where this is, but we were just kind of like walking around some city area, and I just thought this was a cool symmetrical shot, took the shot, and it's just really cool. Again, this is like my exact vibe. I love dark pictures like this. Fucking silhouettes are my favorite. I love silhouettes so much, but this vibe is so like Harry Potter-esque, like dark, like it feels like there's like a storm coming. I just really like this picture. This one's called 2:33 a.m. 0.07 Ethereum, and this is like the actual time. I'm pretty sure 2:33 is the actual time of this clock in the morning. This was taken in Charleston. This was like the last night that one of my good friends at work, Shauna, had at the restaurant, and she was like, I'm doing like a little going out thing. So we like ran around downtown Charleston, went to all these bars, danced, had fun. It was so much fun. And this was like, we were all done kind of, and kind of like leaving, going back to the apartment, and I snapped this shot on the way out, and I was like, this shot is fucking magical. This one's called No Problem, 0.07 Ethereum. This is that same mountain trip that we got in like the cemetery area, and this is Irvin, one of my good friends, and Gustavo in the background, and we were all hanging out. Like they were all drunk as fuck, I think. And this is like a cool like party shot. Like we were all like downstairs. Everyone got competitive. We were playing beer pong and then some other random game. And then they were like, fuck you guys, we're going to play foosball. And so like everyone ran downstairs. And this is a really cool action shot. I'm pretty sure Irvin stuck the goal like right after this picture, and they went crazy. And I'm pretty sure I got that on video. There's actually a video on my YouTube channel that's called like a snowboarding party video or something. I'm gonna link it down below. This picture is taken in that vlog, I think. That's actually really cool that there's a video documented months and months ago that has an NFT like attached to that video. That's pretty fucking cool. So there's 2 other photos in this collection that have a video attached to it that's already on my YouTube channel, so I'll talk about those later when I come to them. We got one more. This just oh, this is owned by Jimmy. Hey Jimmy, thank you, man. This one's listed at $420.69 or $17,000, but that's fucking hilarious. I love that. Thank you, Jimmy, for holding that, bro. So this one's called One More. We were just taking rips, you know, in the woods. We were like, this was cool because it was like one of my close friends that I've become close with in the last couple like weeks in Charleston at my job. And we were all like hanging out, and I was like, damn, bro, this is literally like one of the last times I'm ever going to see you guys. And I remember we were smoking, just hanging out, and it was just such a fun time. And I remember that night because I was like, damn, I'm really about to leave. And I just fucking like got close to these guys, like, fuck. And plus, this is just a sick shot, man. This one's called Tranquility. It's not listed. You can't actually buy this one. Whoever owns it is not making it for sale right now. But this is a really sick shot. So this is me down here. I was like jumping out of the water, and my friend Samson. It was like a huge guys trip in Tennessee. Not the same trip from those other photos. This is a different one. And this is the same trip that my best friend proposed to his girlfriend. So that was a really cool weekend for us. And yeah, this is a cool shot. I was just like, hey, I'm gonna run down there, just snap the shot when I'm coming out of the water. And it was just this is sick. I mean, it's so symmetrical, so vibey. This is a cool picture on a really cool week for me. This also has a video attached to it. It's called Something About My Best Friend Proposing. You can find that video on my YouTube channel, and this picture is associated with that video. This one's called Regret. This is not for sale at the moment, owned by DDN. I've always felt like I had cool looking hands, so this is just a sweet shot. I literally, to get this shot, I put my camera in my chin like this, and I had a timer on it. I literally just like held it open. I remember I was in all types of fucked up body. I don't know how I got this shot, honestly. I just remember taking it. It was in focus, and I was like, hell yes, baby. I kind of remember some of the emotions I was feeling during this day where I took this picture. And it was one of those days where I finally felt kind of like at peace, not working. You know how people talk about like, we're not, especially people who are working at home, we don't know when to stop working and when to start, like when is it work and when is it not work time, especially if you're working in social media. It's like impossible. And so this is one of the times where I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna walk around this little cool town and vibe, you know, and I don't have to sit here and like have to be working or feel like I have to be working or I'm falling behind or something. And I called it a regret because I was like, I don't want to have regret in my life. And this was what really close to leaving when I was thinking about going on the trip. And also you can see the tattoos, my Joyage tattoos. So any NFT with the word Joyage in it, I think might actually have some type of specific utility in the Joyage Kingdom ecosystem at some point in the future, so that's something to keep in mind. This one's called Birth of a Passion. This one's also not listed at the moment. My friend Nancy, who's also a photographer, got this shot of me. We both were just like running around the beach, and we brought both of our cameras, and I took some pictures of her, she took some of me, and it was fun. It was the first time I ever had any photos of me taking photography and like looking like a photographer. And I honestly love all this empty space up here. It's super vibey. It's my exact fucking style. I love the dark, gloomy feel here, kind of like me doing my thing in this whole big world. I'm such a small part of it. I love this shot. I love everything about this shot. And this was really early in my photography journey when I really started to feel confident in myself as a photographer. This is a dope shot. This is a powerful shot for me because this is also another night where I was trying to be super creative with my shot and kind of like use I'd been like a fitness influencer person before in a past life that I'm so glad I didn't like finish off with. And I was like in really good shape, but I was always kind of using my body in like a fitnessy way, like you know what I mean? Or like body dysmorphia shit. And so this is the first time I used my body in a way that felt more artistic, where I still felt really confident and like sexy and all that. And I had my phone or like some kind of light propped up on my crotch pointing up to my stomach, insinuating like I'm looking at a phone screen, you know, and comparing myself, which is, you know, comparison is the thief of joy. And so that's why I titled this one. This was actually a really fucking awesome picture. This is one of my favorites that I've ever taken. We got What is Reality? This one's owned by BSED. I do recognize that name. I think this is another photo from that trip with my sister, and she's like listening to some music and it's like really, really getting intense and she had to lie down, I remember, and she was just laying there like listening to music, kind of just like working through, you know, some mental shit. As you guys know, when you're tripping, it's kind of like that. And the vibe I got from this photo when I took it, I knew it was going to be in black and white, and I knew I'd be able to rip kind of the emotion from this video in the sense that like it feels like you're sucked out and like you're sucked out of emotions, like you feel empty kind of thing. And that's where like What is Reality was like a really cool, powerful picture for me. We got Light Me Up, not listed either. This is cool because this is interesting. This A is not actually a tattoo. This is the marker. This is a Sharpie. I wrote this for like 2 weeks straight. I wore Joyage on my fingers to make sure that this is a good idea. And everyone told me, no, you're not gonna be able to get any jobs with finger tattoos. And I said, that is literally the point. I want to back myself in a corner, make myself act. I have no reason to go and work hard right now because my life is comfortable. My parents are helping me pay for this and that. I got nothing to hold me, like there's nothing to motivate me to go. And I was like, fuck it. And so I wore this for a couple weeks, and this is also one of my last hangouts with my good friends, and we were kind of smoking, hanging out outside in the forest. This actually may have been the same trip as that earlier 420 shot. But yeah, this one's actually really cool for me just because I know this is Sharpie, and now I have like the real tattoo, and it's just kind of cool seeing that. We got the cover shot, laughing, singing, dancing, crying, owned by Dansky. I recognize that name. Yeah, this is like the money shot. This is the one that was so unexpected. This is the same night that was Shauna's last night in Charleston. We went party out in the clubs, like from that shot with the clock tower earlier. This was in one of the clubs, and I remember I just snapped this shot. I like raised the camera over my head like this, and I remember taking the shot, hoping for like the best basically, and I only took one picture, and it was this one. I remember being like, fuck yes, let's go. And that was like one of the only pictures I got in the club like this, because I just got the one shot. I was like, that's it, that's the one. And it was just such a sick picture. Like it captures the exact vibe. Like you got this guy laughing, this girl laughing, he's got his arm up in the air. That finger in the air is just what makes this picture, and I just fucking love this picture. It's one of my favorites ever. It's got so much emotion, so much like memory attached to it. We've got Undefeated, also not listed. This is one of my best friends, Asha. We were running around downtown Charleston trying to catch the sunset, which we did just barely. And I thought this picture looked way better black and white, and it was just a cool shot. Undefeated is so Ashanti is his full name, and that it means undefeated. And this is just a fucking sick power shot. Just like, fuck yeah, like beast picture. And this wasn't even coordinated by me. I was like, yo, stand up there, and then he like crashed down, like did this move, and I was like, dude, fuck yeah. And it was just a really cool picture. He's one of my favorite people to shoot with, just because he's so like chill and he's just down to do whatever. And that's like that's my favorite type of client, my favorite type of person to work with, especially if I'm gonna take photos of them. We have The Search Goes On, also not listed, owned by Hans Lim himself. Appreciate you, man. The Search Goes On. This is such a sick picture. This is also from that same day from my other photography shot of me like doing photography, and I saw this puddle and I was like, dude, you see that shit? She was like, fuck yeah, I see that shit. And I was like, I'm gonna walk over there, you're gonna take that shot. And she was like, all right, bet. And I got the same shot of her basically. Such a sick picture, dude. This is why I love silhouettes. How awesome is this, you know? And I love the reflection. Reflections are like my favorite. I think there's another one of these kind of shots somewhere else in the collection, but man, what a cool picture. I feel like silhouettes and symbolism go hand in hand. Like this shot, just like you can create emotion out of nothing. You know, you can look at this picture and so many people can take it in different ways, but for me, it represented the search for meaning, the search for identity, all those things I was fighting through, leading up to eventually, you know, going on my leap of faith. We have Where Do I Fit, owned by Easton, my man, Easton. Actually, I think this is the one you won, right? I think there was a giveaway, and I think he won this one. But where do I fit? This is a really cool picture. We were on a hike, as me and a couple of my good friends, and we were trying to make it to the top by the sunset, and we were like literally running the last 2 miles there. And I remember Asha was fucking dead at the top. He was like so tired, and I remember this was halfway up, and I was like, dude, stop. He was like, no, we don't have time. I was like, no, we do have time. Get off, fucking stand over there. And I made him stand over there, and like 2 seconds, got the shot, ran back up, didn't check until the night. And this shot is so sick. This is overlooking the whole valley. This is somewhere this is somewhere in Virginia, maybe, something like that. And this is just a cool picture, man. It's such an epic hero shot. I love these kind of pictures. We have As Above, So Below, owned by E1. This is that other reflection shot I was talking about earlier. This is so fucking awesome. I love this picture. It's so cool, dude. It's so cool. And As Above, So Below, it sounds like that saying was literally made for this photo. And I love everything about it. The doom and gloom. I love the stop sign. I think it's so ironic. And he's just like, I told him literally to dance. I put on some music and I was like, hey, just start dancing right there. And I'm just going to take a bunch of pictures. And yeah, this is cool, man. We were walking around outside in his hometown in like the Clover area, somewhere in like South Carolina, North Carolina. And it was dark, it was damp, it was cold, and I remember this exact vibe. I fucking love it. And so this picture just captured everything for that day for me, and it was really fun. And we just kind of walked around and hung out, and it was just chill. It's just chill. All right, we're down to the last two. We got 420 owned by BAFIDB, also delisted. 420, I mean, you don't gotta explain much, dude. This was literally on 420. Cool picture, fam. This is a cool picture. This is my actual tray. And yeah, we literally, this was right before. It was just a really cool shot, and I love it. So one of my best friends was with me, and I just, yeah, the night, it's so chill, so vibey, such a cool picture. And Pikachu hitting a bong, isn't this the coolest tray ever? All right, and finally, we have the Antagonist owned by Gaza J. This picture, this NFT has an entire video dedicated to just this picture. It's the only one in the whole collection that is literally has a video dedicated to it. I did a step-by-step how I got this self-portrait, why I did this self-portrait, how, why, what, when, where. I did the entire thing. There's a full video on it. It's on the channel. I'll link it down below. But basically the story is I've been wanting to capture a picture that was a silhouette, dark hooded figure that represented kind of loneliness, isolation, not sure where he is feeling in his life. And that was a great symbolism for like what I was going through, just identity crisis, dude. 22 years old, working at a restaurant, no future. What am I doing? Why am I doing this? What's the point? Where am I headed? All these questions captured in one shot. This was a place in my neighborhood that I would walk past every single day. And every day I said, this is a sick picture. I want to come back here at night and take the picture. But I never did because it was like a mile away and I didn't want to you know, it hits 8 o'clock at night and you're like, eh. And so this was like one day I was like, fuck it, I'm making a whole video. I'm going to do this shot. I'm going to get it and we're going to nail it. And it was perfect. This is like such a cool moment for me. This was like a big breakthrough moment for my self-portrait photography. I was like so confident. I remember when I took this picture and I was really excited. I was actually really bummed out because that video didn't really do that well on my YouTube channel and I thought it was going to. So to change the subject entirely because we just finished up the project, I want to answer an AMA question from AUS Os. Big Os in the house. Go to gas station snack. Man, this one kind of depends on the context. If we're going on like a road trip, I'm definitely getting a slushie and maybe some chips or a big bag of like the pretzels because there's usually a lot more pretzels than there are chips and chips bags. Alpha tip for real life shit. And if I'm just kind of like running around doing whatever and I'm not going on like a road trip, probably just like a protein bar, like one of those one bars that like Christian Guzman eats all the time. And guys, that's going to cover the whole collection there. That is every single photo and every backstory behind it. I appreciate anyone who buys. A lot of people have been asking me about my NFTs, so I figured I'd just make a video so you guys would have a place to have reference and stuff like that. What these NFTs are their investments in me as a company, brand, person, influencer, whatever you want to call me. My channel will get to the moon, 100% guaranteed. It will happen. And so buying in now is a pretty risk-free investment. It's such a low floor price. I literally think this channel is going to become the biggest on the entire YouTube, and I think this brand is going to be so big. And so these early collections are going to be really easy, cheap ways to get involved, to contribute to the brand, to invest in me, to be part of me. And I tell all my people, hold your fucking NFT. Don't sell it. It will be an access key. I do pay attention to NFT projects very hard for a reason. I'm taking notes, I'm observing, I'm learning, and I'm gonna apply it to my NFT project at some point. I think I'm gonna come up with some kind of like legit NFT collection project, but these NFTs will be the best form of access to my brand and me as I grow, as my brand grows. So I appreciate anyone who invests in me. I always tweet out whenever you guys buy. Just have to tag me on Twitter or just send me a message in Discord or something and tell me that you bought my NFT. I'd love to shout you out. Guys, if you enjoyed this video, I know it's a really long one. If you're still here, literally thank you so much because that actually means a lot. This is a video that's really important to me personally. And how about this? We'll do code word sequel. No one will know to say sequel, so I'll really know if you're here. Like, that's crazy, and I really, really appreciate you if you're still watching this video. Anyways, smash the thumbs up button, subscribe to to the channel, bell notification on. If you want to see more of me right now, click on one of these boxes on the other side of me. And until next time, continue on your Joyage, continue to learn, and be grateful you're alive watching this video.